say them. Then you're going to go into your breakout groups. You can see that in the chat box, I have listed all of these questions, and they are by groups. You'll see group 1 down through group 9, which is actually more than we need today. We just need group 8. I'll explain that more to you in a moment, but know that those questions are in the chat box. I'm going to read those same questions to you now before we begin. And let me get on here. Okay, so again, our topic is marriage. All right. First question, if you were 35 years old and unmarried, would you still wait for your true love? And why? Okay, some of these a little personal, right? Who should pay? These are all from the test, by the way, from actual tests. Who should pay for the wedding costs? Man, woman, or both? Why? Now, remember, if you're taking the paper-based test, if you're looking at an examiner in the eye and it's a woman, don't ever be afraid to answer that, oh, I might offend the examiner. They just want to hear you explain your answer. You're not going to make them mad if you say women should pay or men should pay. What do you think is the best age to get married? Okay, again, give your answer and why. Now, you can always say about, right? Oh, maybe around 25 or mid-20s, early 30s, late 30s. All right, so remember, we have mid, early, late. You can use those terms to make it more general. You don't have to say 29. Yeah, you can about. Right? Do you think weddings in your country waste a lot of money? This is specific to your country, and they want to hear an example from you about your country. Always listen to details like this. So many students say, oh, I think weddings, I saw one on TV that was in France. No, we're talking about where you come from, Vietnam, right? Number 3, group 3. At what age do most people in your country get married? Again, generalization about. Does getting married mean giving up your freedom? Ooh, that's an opinion question. You can be on the fence about that one. In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. And please know that it is okay to tell the examiner, well, you can be on the fence, but you need to tell me why you would think that it does mean giving up your freedom. And then, but it also doesn't, and tell me why. Okay, so if you're going to say you're in the middle, explain why you might be on either side. Okay. Number 4, is it okay for a couple to live together before getting married? Why or why not? Again, in this situation, you could say, well, in some situations, yes, and others, no. For example, if they're very young, maybe they shouldn't live together, but if they're older, they should, for example, and then explain that, okay? You don't always have to be just black or white. Is it better to be single or married? Another one that could be answered easily both ways. Number 5, is it okay to marry someone from a different religion? Okay. And is it okay for a man to have 2 wives? Holy gosh. These are real IELTS questions, I swear. Okay, let's go on to, do people change after getting married? What makes a happy marriage? What is the most important ingredient in a happy marriage? What's the most important thing that makes a happy marriage work? What are some advantages of an international marriage? Is it good for children to have parents from 2 different countries? Why or why not? Should people take time to travel before they are married? Or should they wait to have a spouse to travel with? Remember, spouse, husband or wife. Okay, should they travel when they're young or should they travel with family later? And why do you think the rate of divorce has increased?
Hello, how is it going?
You know, recently I met somebody and I really want to know more about him, and I even think about marriage now. So the problem is, I don't know my age. Is it suitable for marriage?
Well, I can't say for sure, but for Vietnamese, we don't have an exact age for getting married. People in the countryside, they get married quite early. I think about 20 to 24 years of age. But people in big city like Ho Chi Minh, I think they want to stay single a bit longer, probably because they want to focus on their career or maybe enjoy their individual freedom a bit longer. So I guess people in big city, they don't get married until 27 or older. Yeah.
But I'm really concerned about weddings. Is that too expensive?
I think it's up to you. Like, if you want to make this special day a bit more special, let's spend a little more, because like this is one in a lifetime event, and of course you can do it twice, but we don't want to do that. So I should spend a bit more on the wedding gown, on the wedding reception. And if not, if you want it to be a bit economical, maybe just have a very, informal dinner with friends and families, and then we can spend the rest for starting a new family with that person, or for the honeymoon, for example.
Yeah, I think this one I need to discuss more if I want to get serious with him, and we will decide on what to do and how much to spend.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
How about children? I don't know how we got into that subject, but I think he said that too.
What about you? How many do you want?
I like to too.
Yeah, sure. I think most people nowadays, they have 2 kids only because they want to provide their children with, the best educations as well as many good opportunities in life. Also, I think in some countries, they don't allow you to have more than 2 kids according to their regulations about family planning. You are young, but if you are a bit older, and I think this could be some problem with physical health, so maybe you will not be able to have more than 2 even if you want to.
Like, I should get married soon and have 2 children now.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Depends.
I don't know. A friend told me that I should wait a bit longer. I don't know why she said that.
Well, I think it's understandable. Like, for me, I think that if you get married now, you don't have much time to focus on developing your career. And also, when you get married, of course, you have certain responsibilities with your family, so you might not have much time to enjoy individual freedom. And I guess, just that.
Yeah, I want to travel a lot too. But if I can travel with him, then it's good.
Yeah, with him.
It depends on individual ideas, right?
Yeah, what's your idea?
Yeah, I don't know. Just go with the flow.
Oh, the flow is good.
Okay, so just a few more ideas there that you might be able to use when we go to live questions right now in responding to questions about marriage. Okay, at this point in time from now until the end of the class, I'm going to get to as many of you as I can individually. So I didn't want to do this as much last class, but what I want to do now is have you give live answers in front of the rest of the students. Now, you're not going to get necessarily the same questions that you had in the breakout rooms. So this is going to be more like a live IELTS exam in that regard. Don't be too worried, especially after hearing you guys give your answers in the breakout rooms. All of you are very capable. One thing I would warn you against is that when people get nervous, they do tend to talk too long is the number one thing. So like you did, 95% of you in the breakout rooms, you were very locked in on your answer. Once you started it, you gave your reason, you stuck with it, and you stopped, and it was great. Be careful for general questions. A question like, is marriage a good thing? Or something. When it's that general, go straight to your reason right away and let that keep you on track. Well, marriage is a good thing because, and then, or I think the question we have out there is what's needed for a good marriage? Go to one main reason. There's a lot of things needed for a good marriage, but the main one is, and get to that reason because it will help keep your mind on track. Okay, let's go now to these questions. I'm pulling them up now. on my chat box. And I will just come by and ask you to unmute. And when that happens to you, you'll know that you're up. It looks like Kian, I'm coming your way first here. You with me, Kian? All right, let's see. Which one should I give you? I don't want to repeat what you had before, but you're going to be our guinea pig. Let's see how you do here. I want to ask you, is it better to be single or to be married?
Is it better to be single or be married? I suppose I would have to say that it is better to be married because as a species, it's our genetic codes that say that we should get a partner and bear offsprings. And while some arguers may say that it's not necessary to get to marriage to have children, but scientists have proven that it is ideal for a child to be brought up by both their biological parents. So that is my idea.
Good. Yeah, you know, instead of get marriage, use be married. So it's not necessary, but it's better to be married instead of saying get marriage. But the biological reasons, I mean, some very high-end vocabulary there, Kian, and also straight to the point with your answer. And your example was hard to argue with. You know, you said that, you know, it's been proven scientifically. The only thing I might add is when you said it's been proven scientifically, you could maybe add a little bit there with a because, exactly why, not only just for the both parents to be there, but because they can do what? Maybe so just a little bit more information in your answer. But as the first person going today, you did a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, guys, we have more here. Let's see. My Phương, where are you? Let's see. There you are. My Phương, are you there? Hello.
Yes, I'm here. Ready?
Okay. I'm ready for you. I'm going to give you one from your group because I didn't get around to you guys. I don't want to catch you off guard. So is it okay to marry someone from a different religion? What do you think?
To be honest, I have never thought about this situation. Actually, I have no intention of getting married with someone from a different religion. That it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you have to or you fall in love with someone in different religion because the most important ingredient for a marriage is about you and your partner. It's about your sympathy, your sharing, your understanding, and your love. It is not about the religion. You can pass any difficulty in the different religion by your love for your partner and your future husband or wife. It is my personal opinion.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, I think you were very direct there. Now, this is interesting the way you answered that. And it was very political and democratic in a certain way. And I liked it. What you said is that it's nothing that you had considered. It's not a concept you had considered ever for yourself, but you think that it is okay for other people. So in that way, you're saying you answered the question that yes, it is okay. And you said why. Your example was because marriage is based on sympathy and the other reasons that you gave. So very good job telling exactly why you think it's okay. And it's definitely okay in the beginning to say that it's not something that you had considered, but it's not something that you're against at the same time. So good job all the way through there. Give me a little more of a v on love. Can I hear from you? Love.
Love.
Yes, good. You dropped it a little bit the second time through there, but good answer all the way around. Thank you, my Phương. Good job. And you are off the hook. And who else was in your group in number 5? T Ngop, where are you? Van T Ngop.
Yes, I'm here.
There you are. Okay. Oh boy, this is a humdinger of a question. This is also from your group 5. Is it okay for a man to have 2 wives?
For me, it is okay for a man to have 2 wives because I think there's more to trust and understanding each other. Yeah, other than his religion or I don't care, and it doesn't matter if he has an ex-wife because because for me, what matters is his financial stable. His caring, and there's no telling how your marriage will go just because he's a divorced guy.
Okay, very interesting. And again, very diplomatic answer there. And I thought it was to the point. Use the compound noun there. So when you have, or as you said, financial and then stable, use financial stability. Can you say stability?
I mean financially stable.
Well, okay.
Financially stable.
If you put financially, then financially stable was okay. What I heard was financial. I heard financial stable, which is okay. Not the end of the world, but just financial stability or financially stable. Either one would be okay. Very also, this question people would often think, is it 2 wives at the same time, right? But no, you're saying that it's okay to be divorced as long as he's taking care of both of them. So I think that you made your answer very clear. And thank you. Good job. Okay. All right. That was my group 5ers that I didn't get to earlier. Now I'm just going to go indiscriminately back through the list here. So, Quing, Zung, are you there? Zung, yeah?
Yes.
Hello, here it comes. I'm going to give you one just random from the list now, because I did meet with you earlier. Let's see here. Do you think that weddings in your country cost a lot of money? Are they expensive?
For me, personally, I think it's like it depends on what a family capable of to affordable that the weddings. Like it's not all family have 1 billion or something to keep a marriage to keep a weddings. They are not family are different. Yes.
Right.
So it still depends. It's not rich people can spend a lot of money and the poor not.
Okay, so it's up to the individual family. Good. I think a term that was on the tip of your tongue there that I saw in that video, actually, the idea that it's a once in a lifetime event as well. And another word you can use here when they ask you, are weddings in your country expensive? That's such a general question, but you can say that it's a relative issue, meaning it depends if you're rich or you're poor as to whether or not you can afford it, which I think you basically said in so many words. Okay, so again, good answer. We're going to work a little bit more with your fluency at the beginning of your answer, but it kind of came around at the end. So thank you. You're off the hook, Sung. All right. A few more here, guys. I'm going to keep going on. Let's go to Viet Ang. Viet Ang, are you ready? Viet Ang.
All right.
Hello, Viet Ang. Hi. Are you ready for a question coming your way? Hit me. All right. I'll hit you with my best shot. What do we got? Ooh, I'll give you one that was off the group charts. Number 9. Is it better for a child to live with their mother or father after a divorce?
Oh, good God. For me, I would say a child is better when they are living with their mother, because most of the time their mother knows what's best for them. For example, they could know which school is better. They could give you sometimes better advice at specific things like schooling or your general morality. And also sort of like a lot of times if a kid lives with his or her father, it can have a much higher risk to get abuse, either verbally or even sexually. Now, it doesn't really mean that it doesn't say it goes the same with mothers. They're all the same, but they have a higher chance for the kid to have a risk of getting abused by their father. So living with the mother allows them to be safer, allow them to have a much better childhood 90% of the time.
Okay. Very good. I think I would cut it right there. Better, I think at the beginning, better off is a term you wanted to use. They would be better off with the mother. And when you come to the part about there being more of a possibility or potential for abuse with a father, I think you want to kind of put a little bit of an addendum there, stick something, preface that idea by saying studies have shown, or some studies have shown, or historically. Put a word like that before you say that, just so it doesn't sound so absolute that it's always that situation. But I think it's just a way you could, it's a fair enough example, but just soften it a bit by saying maybe studies have shown, or in some cases, this can happen. Okay. But other than that, fair enough answer. Thank you, Viet Anh. Nicely done. Okay, I'm going to move and keep coming around here. Let me just mark off that you've spoken, Viet Anh. Again, most of you are not having much of a problem following the pattern that we learned today, which I'm very happy to see. Let me go now to Tran Ling. Tran Ling, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Tran Ling, I have a question for you. And the question is, does getting married mean giving up your freedom?
Actually, I think marriage not still your freedom, because freedom, if you did your freedom is during by yourself, not by your spouse. So you can do everything you want, like do everything you want during your marriage. Like you can see what film you want. Don't need to ask your wife or your husband, and you can buy anything you want for yourself. And if you
okay.
So,
okay. So you still have your independence, right? Kind of the idea of doing anything you want. It was just a little bit repetitive, the idea of you can do this if you want or that if you want. But I think that you are on track. I think also with your reason of why you can do anything you want, you might want to throw in the idea of that you should be able to do anything that you want, just because in the cases of some marriages, the husband or wife can't always do what they want depending on the other partner. Okay. But for what you were saying, I think just throw in the idea that you should still be able to do what you want. And what you could preface that with is by saying at the beginning, although in some cases people are not allowed their freedom, I believe that in a marriage, you should be able to do what you want, for example, and then give the examples that you gave. But otherwise, fair enough answer, good pronunciation. Thank you, Tran Ling. And I would like to go to Vo Anh Minh now. Where are you?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Are you ready for me? Okay. Here you go. Do people change after getting married? Do people change after getting married?
Well, in my opinion, definitely there are many difference between before married and after married. And first of all, you have more, you have responsibility. Your responsibility is more massive. Like you have responsibility with your wife, and if you have baby, you need to take care of them. And that is just a small example. And another example is about finance. Your family will be peace and happy when you have enough money. Finance is is uh, is constant and stay unchanged. Is develop or unchanged. So that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. And I think the word you're dancing around, and this is a great example, because sometimes if you have you know the word you want to say, but you can't think of it, what you did is what you should do. Think of other ways, like it's unchanged, it's consistent, it's again. And I think what you are looking for is if you're financially stable, which we heard before too. So again, if you're
That's right.
financially stable is the term you were looking for. So again, though, students, whenever you can't think of a word, and this happens even in your own language, what was that word I was going to say? Well, explain it using other words if you can, because at least your answer was still coherent to me. I still knew what you meant, right? But your vocabulary would definitely come up a bit if you said financially stable. Just other two things. When you said many difference between before and after, always use the plural when you're using many. So differences.
Yes.
There you go. The extra syllable, differences. Very good. Good. And with baby, you just needed in front of it the article, indefinite article, having a baby, which is a small thing I noticed with a word omission there. But otherwise, good job. Thank you, Angming.
Thank you.
You're done. And let's keep moving on here, guys, as we can. Phương Anh, are you there? Phương Anh, you're on my screen here.
I'm here.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. I want to ask you this question. Is it okay for a couple to live together before getting married? Why or why not?
Now, I think that it is perfectly okay all right for two persons in a relationship to move in with each other before getting married, as long as they are consenting adult. They understand each other and they have a strong bond with each other. They know that they can both pay the rent and take care of the daily household chores. I think that it is pretty fine.
Okay. Wow. Very succinct answer. Just extra vocabulary points there for as long as they are both consenting adults. Nicely used and correctly used there. Consenting, meaning they are both there on their own volition, which means they are both willing and wanting to be in that situation. Okay, so very good job, Phương Anh. I like how concise your answer was, and I don't think you really need to go any longer with it. So, and no really big pronunciation problems. So good job, Phương Anh. Thank you. And we're going to continue on to consenting adults. Excellent word. Win T Tung Ang. Let's go here. Okay. Tui Ling. Hello, Tui Ling. Are you there? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay, good. I was worried for a second there. Didn't hear you. One moment here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let me ask you a question here. Is it good for children to have parents from two different countries? Why or why not?
I think it's okay. Because they I mean that the parents know what they have to do with their children,
and the children can gain many. I mean, it be good because the children can gain many experience from the two different cultures. They can have more experience in the cultures and also in especially in the language of their parents. So I love to. I mean, I really love to have parents that come from different country.
Okay. Hey, you know what? That's really interesting. I like the way you turned that question at the end. You turned it to a hypothetical that if you could, you would want to have parents yourself from two different countries. It's a really good endorsement of what you said earlier, that you think it's okay for